Welcome to Luxury World. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. In addition to the right clothing and makeup, the right accessory is essential. Also, it should come as no surprise that watches outperform the majority of the other available options for accessorizing. Once upon a time, our wristwatches served only one purpose: to tell the time. However, it's a fashion statement like no other nowadays. Wearing a stylish wristwatch may significantly raise your style quotient and even say something about your personality. Watches are no more only a timepiece, but an essential fashion element for formal events such as weddings, evenings out, and many more. Let's have a look at some of the must-have fashion accessories for the next summer season in this video. Stick with us until the end to see a variety of high-end and even new summer watches. To start, we will be presenting a few top picks from well-known luxury brands. Rolex Oyster Perpetual. First up is of course coming from the most popular watch brand, Rolex, which is the Oyster Perpetual. For this particular watch style, one could say that there is no shortage of color options for its dials, because it comes in various dial colors. The Oyster Perpetual has long dominated the classic 3-wash, 3-hand game. Rolex 3230 movement on the inside is COSD certified, plus or minus 2 seconds a day in terms of a deviation range. And it also features sapphire crystals as additional protection. If you're looking for a simple daily luxury watch, these are perhaps the best you'll find. Oyster Perpetual is to be there if you want to set a trend and wear a watch that looks great this time of year. Omega SEAMASTER AQUATERRA 2022. We have the Omega AQUATERRA 2022 edition as our next watch. While it's understandable that Omega received some criticism because of the Rolex Oyster Perpetual connection, handling the watches makes one feel like this: let me get past this, maybe let me replicate your assignment issue, because I think they would do well and I'd want to get my hands on one. There's a variety of colors available for the dial, such as the terracotta, saffron, and the green one. You may select from 5 in the 38mm option and 5 in the 34mm option in this collection. That rounded off middle length in the 38's bracelet makes it seem more comfortable on the wrist. The thickness is 13.2mm, so these aren't the thinnest, but they do use the Omega 8800 caliber, which only has one barrel and isn't like the 8900's one. It also has a screw-down crown, a screw-in crown, a coaxial escapement movement, a master chronometer certification, and 150 meters of water resistance. Some people object to the date window being at 6 o'clock, but since there's no faceted frame around it, it appears to float, so it's not technically that bothersome. There are also some variations against others, and of course, the sapphire crystal protects the watch. This watch is available at around $6,000. ZODIAC SEAWOLF. Next, with the ZODIAC in the SEAWOLF collection, we have a diverse watch brand that has made a significant impact on the diving community, and these watches are often recognized with their vibrant colors today. When it comes to diving watches, there are a plethora of options to pick from, and best believe that with the $1,000 pricing range that ZODIAC SEAWOLF has established, which is between $1,000 and $1,500, ZODIAC has really carved themselves a wonderful space for this particular style of diving timepiece. It's possible to choose from 2 different choices for this particular design. The first is the XEO 9270, followed by the XEO 9269. These selections from the brand are known as watermelon and are often referred to as sherbet as well. The casings are 40mm wide. With a lug-to-lug distance of 48.9mm, each of these watches will look like a 40.5mm case. An automated STP313 on the interior provides 200 meters of water resistance. The company that provides the movement is called STP, and it's a Swiss company owned by the very same fossil group who owns ZODIAC. Moreover, the crystal is fashioned from sapphire. The ZODIAC SEAWOLF have a really appealing appearance. Under $1,500 is definitely the price range for these no-frills diving watches with a long history to support them. Not surprisingly, ZODIAC has seen a boom in both demand for its products and the company's overall appeal. These are in a great price range, and when you consider their diving heritage, it all makes sense why. Ball MARVELIGHT Chronometer Carrying Edition. Here we have the Ball MARVELIGHT Chronometer Carrying Edition. Initially, this watch appears to be a regular ball with a splash of color. However, when the lights are turned off, the tritium tubes light up with a rainbow-like appearance. The usage of tritium tubes makes this a one-of-a-kind ball watch. And while it may not be to everyone's taste, only a few companies are taking use of tritium tubes, such as Ball Marathon and Luminox. So it's a pretty specialized group of brands that use it. 40mm and 43mm variant are offered. It has 100 meters of water resistance and the SW200 movement on the inner sapphire crystal, so it has the usual tool watch approach. But this is the most artistic and fun ball watch there is. If you're looking for something unique around $500, this is one of the greatest ball watches ever released. DOXA Sub 200. Part of the list is the DOXA Sub 200. The DOXA Sub 200 makes more sense for a greater number of individuals because it's more of an entry-level option and perhaps more user-friendly than, say, the Sub 300. There is a $990 difference between this watch on the strap and this one on the beads of ice bracelet. The 42mm case is going to wear slightly smaller than a 40.5 to a 41mm wrist, and it's 13.7mm thick, so it will sit a bit higher on the wrist. Also, powered by a 2824 movement on the sapphire crystal inside, it can withstand a water depth of 200 meters. There are also a number of dial colors to pick from, all of which have matching names like the other lines in the DOXA sub-families. BREITLING SuperOcean 57 Edition. Now comes BREITLING with the BREITLING SuperOcean 57 Edition for our upcoming timepiece. Technically, there's a special edition piece to this BREITLING SuperOcean 57 Edition. Even though the BREITLING SuperOcean 57 Edition with the multicolored dial markers was manufactured to aid healthcare professionals in 6 different nations, the special edition item, which was restricted to 1,000 pieces, is currently selling for more than retail. So in the end, if you have the money to spend, they are wonderful picks for this list since they're entertaining, unique, distinctive, and engaging because of the flashes of color. BREITLING SuperOcean Traditional Edition. If this particular SuperOcean 57 Edition is too much for you, don't worry, because the SuperOcean Traditional Edition is still part of the options. Colorful choices are available, as well as more neutral ones. To put it another way, its 42mm thickness is equivalent to around a 1757mm case, and its lug-to-lug length is about 46mm. On the inside, they employ 28.92 sapphire crystal, which has the dome box sapphire look, with the combination of a tilted inward bezel that is a trademark to the original design, which was first introduced in 1957. ORIS Diver 65 Cotton Candy. Next, ORIS's Diver 65 Cotton Candy is another timepiece that shouts, "Wear me in the summertime." This particular watch comes in a variety of pastel colors. In addition to the bronze case and bracelet, there is a strap alternative available if you don't like to give the bracelet. Since the circumference is 38mm and the thickness is 12.8mm, it will fit well on both men and women's wrists. While the Diver 65's 100-meter water resistance isn't ideal for their divers, it's more than adequate for 99.9% of the general public. The watch features a sapphire crystal with a box effect on the inside, lending a nod to the 1960s design that this diver is going for. NOMOS Club Campus. NOMOS, with its NOMOS Club Campus Future Orange watch, is yet another manufacturer that excels at producing a vibrant summer timepiece. You may get into this watch for as low as $1,500. As a result of the alpha manual caliber on the inner lug-to-lug, this watch is likely to have a diameter of 38mm rather than 36mm. The sapphire crystal and 100 meters of water resistance of this watch give it a sporty upside-down splash of color for what you're getting from a value viewpoint, which is 37 or 38 millimeters on the wrist. It's possible that some people may not like a watch with a manual caliber on the inside that exudes a more sporty feel. But if you're willing to spend a little more, you can get an exhibition case back that's worth the extra money. And it's a really nice way to get into a beautiful looking movement for that $2,000 price tag. Not only are luxury brands capable of producing interesting, grotesque, and good quality watches perfect for the summer, there are also timepieces coming from new breeds on the watchmaking field. Studio Underdog Watermelon Chronograph. Founded in 2020 amid the pandemic, this brand's watermelon chronograph is slightly over $600 and screams summer vibes all over. It has a 38.5mm case with a thickness of 13.6mm and a lug-to-lug distance of 44mm. It's water-resistant up to 50 meters, which isn't quite 100 meters, but it's a chronograph, so that should not be a big deal. Secondly, because of the colors, it must be included in the summer watches list. Watermelon is a summer staple, and the combination of pink and green in this watch looks like a watermelon when it's served in the summertime. When it comes to movement of this watch, it's an excellent alternative for the Seagull 1963, since it has a similar looking movement on the inside. And the good thing about it is that you don't have to spend extra for it. Although the price of a mechanical chronograph for this level of intricacy is usually approximately $600, this one is an exception. For a watch in this price range, you should expect repair and replacement to be more expensive than you expect. TRASKA Free Diver. Second on this category is from the brand TRASKA. The mint green dial of the Free Diver by TRASKA is a big part of the reason why they've made a name for themselves in the market. It has a diameter of 40.5 millimeters, a thickness of 10.5 millimeters, and a width of 48 millimeters from lug to lug, so it will wear pretty true towards that case size. It's resistant to water up to 200 meters and is made of a very solid loom. Inside, it has a 9 series Miyota caliber, which boasts 4 Hz movements, hacking and hand winding, and a better range of accuracy. Moreover, TRASKA does a good job of ensuring that the regulations for this neodymium calibers are in line with what is expected of them. There is also the treatment of the casing itself, which is 1200 HV on the Vickers hardness scale, which makes this timepiece resistant to scratches. ASTOR & Banks Fortitude. Lastly, to complete the list of summer watches under booming brands is the Fortitude from ASTOR & Banks. This timepiece is a continuation of the Sea Ranger watch that first piqued luxury world's interest, with the second hand following the bezel and then returning to the more classic 3-hand mode. Prices range from $650 to $695, depending on the strap and whether or not you want the bracelet. The finishing is also excellent, and you can choose from a wide range of dial colors, including peach, mint, and blue, all of which are perfect for this time of year. Just under 12 millimeters thick, it has a 0.5 millimeter casing and is quite wearable. It contains an automatic Miyota 9 series movement with 200 meters of water resistance and a sapphire crystal, making it extremely durable. With a pop of color to match, this is an all-purpose timepiece that can handle any task. Even if the word summer watch isn't exactly a formal term, it was a fun approach to go about assembling a variety of unusual pieces into a single list and letting a little more imagination out into the world. So we at Luxury World genuinely hope that you enjoyed this video as much as we did. Let us know which pieces intrigued you the most and talk about it in the comments section below. Also, before going, please do not forget to like this video and click the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to watch more contents like this from us. This is Luxury World. See you in the next one.